I'm filming in a new spot today, and of course, the second I do that, the sun goes away, my neighbor's mowing the lawn, it sounds like there are race cars zooming past, so bear with me here. I was just tired of the white wall of the office, as I'm sure you were getting tired of it too. Today, I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart, which is my Sunday reset routine. As I've been on a mission to be more organized and have my shit more together than ever before this year, you might have seen that in my 2026 reset, it has been so very important to me to have routines above anything else. I have a morning routine, I have an evening wind down skincare routine, I have a routine for how I do my work day to day. Of course, I have my Sunday reset routine. Today, I'm going to cover every single thing that I hit in my Sunday reset. A Sunday reset is great for a ton of things, not just getting the house set up and getting prepared for the week ahead, but it's a tangible reset that I can do every single week. I don't have to wait for some arbitrary date on the calendar for it to be a new year or the beginning or the end of the month or a midway point through something. It's something I do every single week that lets me feel like I'm making tangible progress towards my goals. I do want to acknowledge sometimes if we're traveling or have a really busy weekend planned, this doesn't always happen on Sundays. It honestly could happen any day of the week. It just so happens that it usually falls on Sunday where we're doing like admin and housework. So this is usually where we work it in, but obviously have grace with yourself. This doesn't have to happen every single week on every single Sunday. But I will say it is super important for me to know what day on the calendar this is going to happen. But beyond that, to also know every single thing that I'm going to be tackling that day. That way I'm not negotiating with myself or trying to find the time to do it. I know it needs to be done. I know when it needs to be done, and I can just execute it without putting too much mental energy into thinking about it first. There is nothing I love more than taking out the guesswork and taking out decision fatigue. I personally do also really enjoy cleaning as a meditative task, as something to just kind of like turn my brain off. I won't listen to a podcast or music or a YouTube video or anything. I just let myself be bored, and I think that's also another really good way to mentally reset. Just turn off the chatter and kind of think your thoughts and let them be your own and kind of process through them without a ton of other input, a ton of other noise. But on top of that, it's a way for us to build appreciation for the home my partner and I are building. We talk about this every single time we do like a deep clean or a reset. We're just so grateful and thankful that we did it in the first place. And it just makes us love and appreciate our home so much more every single time we do it. And I think also if you're renting or you're living with someone else, when you put time, care, and effort into your space, it gives it back to you, and you just like feel that gratitude, feel that appreciation. It's just a really lovely feeling to have, especially at the end of the week, especially after a hard week. I do live with my partner and our dog, just to preface, in a home. So we're not renting anywhere. We have like a little bit of land to take care of, the home to take care of, and we're creating something super intentional and something we don't want to be full of clutter or things we're not using and just get completely out of hand. So this is yet another reason why the Sunday reset is so important to us. We get to take stock of if there are any cabinets overflowing or closets that are stuffed to the brim or things that just need to be reorganized or they're not working for our day-to-day flow. Eventually, this could change when we have a family and maybe we need to outsource this work and hire help or something, but as it stands right now, we love our dedicated Sunday reset days, and they're very important to us as like a unit, but also as individuals and like setting ourselves up for success for the week ahead. I had to put that down. My hand is getting freezing. If you guys want to see more behind the scenes of like our home and our decorating journey and interior design and everything, definitely follow me on Instagram. It's at Earth or Nothing, same as my YouTube, or you can search in Elise Poire and find me there. You'll just get more like real-time updates there and just keep up with like more fashion and like home stuff like in real time. So first things first, I will always start with laundry. It is the biggest motivation hack for me because this is a background task that makes me feel so productive, even if it's just inputting one load of laundry. The fact that I can make progress with my day by just loading it and pressing start on the washer is such an easy win and such a good motivation hack to get me started for the rest of the day. In terms of hierarchy in the laundry itself, I always put in the bulkiest things. That for us is our comforter. We'll just do it on like a normal wash cycle. And if it's a nice day, like it's kind of nice today, it's not raining, knock on wood, we'll put it outside to dry. Not only does this cut back on our electric bill, but it also frees up laundry to do even faster since we're not waiting for the biggest, bulkiest thing to get out of the dryer to put other things in. Hot tip, electricity costs less on the weekends. So if you can, shoot to do your laundry loads on the weekends. That's what we do. We also run our dishwasher at night. We run our loamy composter at night. Any like off-peak hours for electricity, that's when we kind of like schedule our appliance heavy things in. To even further streamline this task, we have 2 hampers. So we have one for darks and colors, and then we have another one for lights and whites. That way, all I have to do is bring them down from the bathroom where our hampers live and just put in the load. That alone is, I can't even explain to you how much time that saves by not having to dump everything out, and then just the unpleasantness of like having to sort through dirty laundry. That's how we used to do it. And also, one hamper just simply was not enough for both of our clothing. So we found 2 hampers, have them separated before we even get to the laundry room is definitely the best way to go for us. It just made our laundry day like so incredibly efficient. It's absolutely crazy. And that's why if we can't get to like a full deep clean or a full reset for whatever reason, we at least do laundry. It is like the most productive in the shortest span of time that we can do. And then also we're going to have basics to wear for the week, and any other laundry that just needed to be washed will be washed too. And that's just a really good way, even if we can't do the full reset, to get ahead for the week. Like there is no worse feeling than being like, I'm out of underwear. I need something to wear. Or like, where's my white t-shirt? Oh, they're all dirty. After laundry comes the deep cleaning part of things, and we do this in 2 parts because there are 2 of us. We figure let's kind of divvy it up every week. It's not like I'm cleaning the entire place one week and then my partner's cleaning it the next week. No, we split it to upstairs and downstairs. And that works really well for us because the downstairs has like one big main area, which is the kitchen, and then upstairs has another really big main area, which is the bathroom. So I feel like in terms of work-wise and like how much effort needs to go in, it's pretty equivalent depending on how messy or how clean those areas are for the week. But we also do this because we have 2 different approaches to cleaning. I am much more like nitty-gritty, get into like the random corners and spigots and spouts and things that you don't normally touch or think about. And my partner is much more like general overall clean, just make it look good and tidy everything up. So it's really good that we swap in case like I miss something, he cleans it up the week after, or vice versa. And that way we also like get perspective on what the other person is cleaning every single week. This weekend in particular, I am tackling the upstairs, so like the bathroom portion, also all of like our rooms up there. So that entails making sure the tub and the sink and the toilets are bleached and wiped down, wiping all the surfaces, cleaning off all the glass, making it sparkling and shining. And then I'm going to mop all the hardwood surfaces and then vacuum up all the carpets and all the dust bunnies and just really freshen up the house. But if I were doing downstairs this week, my kind of like bonus thing that I do is I vacuum all of the couches from all the pet hair or dirt or crumbs. Honestly, sometimes we have a little popcorn snack on the couch. For my office, I really try to tidy it up every Friday after I close my laptop and log off of work. But if I didn't get to it Friday, Sunday is like the next best day for me. I have a habit of kind of doing a lot of things at once, which does mean a lot of clutter filling up my desk space. So I do really like to clean that off for Sunday, especially coming with Monday working from home. And just having a clear space is like having a clear mind. Honestly, I wish like as a kid I was taught that or like shown that. I used to be so reluctant to just like tidying up my space. Everything would be a mess all the time in piles, but I knew where everything was, but like mentally it was kind of a lot. I don't know. As an adult, I'm turning the corner, y'all. It's finally happening. Also, since my closet is in there and I'm getting dressed or I'm trying to put things away, I do typically have like a pile or, that chair in that room that has clothes that need to be put away. I did that earlier this week, but that also happens where it's just like accumulates over time. So again, Sunday is a really good day for me to just tidy up the office space and kind of like dressing room area and make sure it's all clear and reset and ready for the week ahead. I do try to do this before any vacuuming happens up there, just so I can get into like every nook and cranny and get under the wires and in the corners and under the desk. Every little spot, it needs to be spick and span. And I feel really good working in there when like the carpet's freshly vacuumed and it's just like a breath of fresh air. The last like big cleaning thing that happens on Sundays is our dog Arya gets a bath because she sleeps with us. It's kind of not a compromise, but like a deal we have. She cannot get into the bed unless she's had her bath for the week because she's a dog. She walks outside. She does her business outside. She could be stepping in other dogs' business. Like, we don't know. So she needs a bath every single week. This helps a lot with her shedding too. We believe, we're not really sure she's a mutt, but she's like, could be a husky lab mix. And with husky, there's just like a lot of like under fur and just she sheds a lot. So this really helps with that, in addition to, wiping her paws after a walk and brushing her. Now that it's springtime, she's shedding a lot more. It gives me peace of mind personally that she's not tracking any like dirt, mud, or germs and general into the bed, and also that she's not shedding as much. With laundry, since we also like refresh the bedding on Sundays, we want her to be as clean as possible to keep our bedding and our sheets as clean as possible for as long as possible. So it helps to do that like in tandem. So we know she's clean, the bed is clean, everything's fine. I find that Sundays for me are like a really good low pressure day for me to do all of my personal admin as well. This means checking for any upcoming appointments, scheduled meetings, or any deadlines that I have coming up. I also do my expense tracking on Sundays and make sure our groceries are ordered and ready for pickup. Knowing my needs are met or at least accounted for the upcoming week just gives me such an immense peace of mind. It's that feeling of like, okay, I know what's ahead. It definitely helps ease anxiety, which I can suffer from sometimes, especially when things are getting super busy or super stressful. Knowing what's coming up and planning for it, and just knowing I'm not going to double book myself or have appointments overlap or schedule something on the wrong day. Like, it really does help ease my mind. That way, if anything unexpected pops up, because this is life, like that is always going to happen, I'm so much more equipped to be able to pivot and to know how can I pivot, where can I pivot, if something needs to shift, where can I fit it in. I don't have to completely rework my week mentally and like hold on to it mentally. Like, it's written down somewhere, it's in an agenda. It's a good starting point baseline, but if something happens, I can shift and adjust and cope well with it versus having it stress me out to no end. When things feel like an open loop in your mind and nothing is closed or settled, that can really take such a toll on you mentally, and you'll be so fatigued. Every single week, knowing what's coming up just, again, gives me such peace of mind and lets me move through the week being the best version of myself possible, and knowing if I have the capacity to take on more or where and when I need to say no to certain things. I will attribute a lot of my willingness to sit down and do these admin tasks comes from the tools that I use. Specifically, I really love my weekly planner from Karst. It is exactly what it sounds like. It just plans out week by week. There's a monthly overview at the beginning of the month, and they also do some fun things where they have you reflect on the month upcoming before you ever really dive headfirst into it. So this is my July overview. I have some things logged in here already. Pop off, go me. And then this is kind of what a weekly planner page looks like. It gives you enough space day to day to write down a to-do list or prioritize or just make notes to yourself, which I really love. I'll leave this linked in the description if you're interested. This is really cool because it's actually construction waste. So the paper isn't really traditional paper. It's made from stone, which is super cool and super sustainable, hence the name Karst. But I love this espresso brown color because, Hello. And for budgeting, I've actually been working on my own budgeting tracker, which has been a challenge in and of itself and just so fun figuring out what's working, what's not, how can I further optimize things, what insights do I want to gain from all this data that I'm inputting. And it makes me look forward to tracking my expenses because the only way to know if something's working or not is to use it. So having something that I'm building and working on and working towards in addition to like a way to track my expenses, it's not like a game for me, but in a sense, like it is a challenge. It is something to reach for, not only my budgeting goals, but also having this tracker be really robust, but also simple enough for me to want to use. You guys have seen that in the past few monthly resets that I've done. I'll leave those linked down below in case you're interested in watching them and kind of see my progress of the tracker as we go. It's definitely taken a whole different form now, and I'm looking forward to making even more updates to it. So stay tuned. Budgeting at the end of the week is just a good way to kind of reflect on what all we spent, what all we were doing. Were there any super high spend days? Why was that? Was there any emotional spending out of boredom or feeling like you want to play catch up or you saw something on social media? Like, it's good to reflect on those purchases as well and take a pulse check on your spending. After that is all said and done, there is quite literally no better feeling than sitting down on the couch in the living room, taking in this fresh, clean space and just having immense gratitude for what you have in your life and where you are in your life. And I highly recommend a reset to anyone who needs it. Not only is it mentally and physically setting us up for success for the week ahead, it's just a really good way to practice gratitude by taking care of something that you really, really love, and then also reflecting on the week that we just had. Knowing that everything is tidied up and the week ahead is ticked and tied, it just feels so good. Sometimes I just crave a Sunday reset, even if it's like a Thursday, and I'm like, I cannot wait for this thing to happen. I'm curious if you have anything that is a must-have for your Sunday reset. Go ahead and comment down below. I would love to know. Maybe there's something I'm missing that I should add. But yeah, again, if you guys want to keep up with me a little bit more in the day-to-day, definitely follow me on Instagram. I post daily there on stories at least, and then a few times a week on posts. So check me out there. I'd love to have you join me. The algorithm is going to recommend you a video at the end of this one, so stick around and see what it is. I love you so much if you made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. You could have been anywhere else and you chose to watch this video, so I really, really appreciate it. Go ahead and give it a like if you got something out of it. I would love to know. Until my next video, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. All right, I love you. Bye.